Welcome back to Patriots 4th and 2, the new generation. I'm Russ Goldman. He's Brady Goldman. And in
Oh
this
yeah.
episode, we're going to discuss the Patriots' victory against the Browns. And at the end of the show, we're going to preview the upcoming game against the Falcons. We have a lot to talk about in this episode for about 30 minutes. Before I do anything else, Brady, how you doing? You're looking forward to talking about this?
100%. Great win. I'm excited to talk about my boy Drake May getting it done. Perhaps, besides the interception, the best game he's had in the NFL. But yeah.
Okay, good. So, big talking point before we get into the other talking points that goes along with what we're talking about. Brady, you and I made predictions before the season began. The
hmm
Patriots are 6 and 2. You and I are both basically on schedule
Yeah.
to potentially one of us get our prediction right. What do you think of that?
I mean, what I said 13 and 4, you said what 11 and 6. I honestly
Yep.
think at this point 13 and 4 is a lot more realistic than 11 and 6 just by the opponents that they have to play. I was watching a segment on 98.5 yesterday. The
Yep.
Patriots only have to go 4 and 5 to get 11 wins. They have to be under 500 the rest of the way. And they still get to play the Jets twice, the
Yep.
Dolphins, the Ravens, the Bengals who just lost to the Jets, the Giants who are looking like hot garbage now, and a couple toss-up games against Tampa and Buffalo.
Right.
So honestly, it's not that unrealistic. To be honest, when I first said it, I was a bit excited. I think I definitely was a bit overconfident in the team, but with the way
Yep.
that they're playing right now, I think that it's more realistic than 11 wins. I
Yep.
mean, the question is, when will this end, right? Like, there's gonna be a game when the Patriots really suck and they don't make those adjustments after the scripted opening drive. But again, they I don't know. Like, well, I honestly don't know when this ends. Does it end when they play like a tougher opponent, when they play Buffalo? Does it end when they play Tampa in a couple weeks? Because that's going to be a very interesting game that I'm actually a lot more higher on the Patriots with. So again, I don't know, but hey, I'm enjoying it right now.
Okay, excellent. Brady, we actually have some breaking news. Okay? So I want to get your thoughts on You might not know
This
this because
Marcus
I'm just seeing.
Jones.
Yes, so the Patriots
Yeah,
announced the extension of Marcus Jones for reportedly for 3 more years. What do you make
awesome.
of it?
That's awesome. He's been one of the most underrated slot cornerbacks in the league this year. He has been an amazing returner. He was in, I guess, a contract year. I didn't actually know that it was his last year. I thought maybe the Patriots had already extended him. But I think this is awesome. You know, he's one of the cores on your defense, and he's just an electric player who makes electric plays, and a guy who you can always count on to cover the slot receiver. I mean, he's one of the more. I said it. You know, he's one of the more undervalued corners in football, and I think that's the Patriots really appreciating his services. And I love it. There's no other way I could put that. I always love when a team extends a player, especially before they're in free agency. And this is the Patriots saying that they want to build off of guys like this, and they're making a statement. So amazing to see.
It's a statement, to be honest with you, Brady, because over the past several years, they have not signed their own players. It has happened more recent, but I'm talking about during the Belichick years, it became an issue where they weren't really signing
Yeah,
their own
prove
players.
it.
And well,
Yeah.
now they are. And I think this is a good sign. This is a player that you want to be with the Patriots for years to come.
Oh,
So
definitely. Yeah.
I
Good
like the
guy,
deal.
guy too.
And I like the fact that it's only 3 years because that allows him to potentially get to free agency one more time and the Patriots can reevaluate after 3 years. I think 3 years is a
Yeah, I
good
mean,
signing for both the
yeah.
player and also the team.
Now you
So,
got to lock up Christian Gonzalez long term. Hopefully that
well,
comes soon.
hopefully. Hopefully, Brady. All right. Well, a good way to start the show. Let's get the Patriots 4th and 2 talking points. And my number one talking point, Brady, I
Mm,
listened to a bunch of stuff from Cleveland Browns podcasts. There were several of them. So wanted to get a feel for what they were saying, talking about this defense. I even told you about this defense. It was number one ranked,
yeah.
all this stuff. Well, to be honest with you, the defense was pretty good. I would say one player was extremely good.
All-time
So,
performance.
so Myles Garrett has 5 sacks, and they also get another one. But really, I want to say the story beyond all of that information of all those sacks and all those pressures is that with all that, Brady, he was not rattled and just went along and did his job. In fact,
Hmm.
I think after the interception, I think the Patriots' next drive went on. I want to believe they went on to score. So again,
Which one? The first or the second one? Because both
the
of them they scored.
no,
The
I'm talking.
one-handed one with Jalen
I'm,
Hawkins.
I'm talking about Drake May's interception.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm
Okay.
talking about Drake May's interception, and I believe the Patriots the next drive went on to
It was a
score.
field goal.
So basically, it just shows that Drake May is not really rattled, Brady, after a bad play after some
Mac
sacks.
Jones.
This to
Yeah.
me is the exact opposite of Mac Jones.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think you hit on everything right there. I mean, after the interception, Drake May, he still looked calm. He was sacked 6 times in the Patriots. They still won by 19 points.
That's right.
Myles Garrett had to have a generational performance, and still they were able to dominate them because Drake May, besides the sacks, was pretty confident in the pocket. As we said, he didn't get rattled and was able to complete a lot of long passes. Of course, he had
Yep.
the amazing pass to Booty in the third quarter. That's like one of the most perfect throws I think he's had. It was right
Yep.
on the money in the bread basket. But it just goes to show the growth that he has put and the difference that he has between these other quarterbacks in the league who might throw an early interception. And granted, it was a very bad play by Drake May. He did not see Schlesinger,
Nope.
the rookie linebacker for the Browns out of UCLA. But it almost like it didn't matter. The defense was able to hold. They missed the field goal, and then the team, they scored 3 points, but just from then they didn't look like they were going to lose the game. And I feel like they were never going to lose the game. And that's another thing we'll talk about later. It's just they were in control the whole time. And this is something that in previous years, you feel like they would probably lose this game by 6, maybe a couple touchdowns. Not this game. So Drake May, great performance, and he definitely does not get rattled by the pressure.
No, Brady. That's why I wanted to start there. I think that's major because I think to be an elite quarterback, you need to just go on to the next play. And that's what he does. The elite quarterbacks over the course of time in this league, those are the ones that you look to. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. These are the quarterbacks, and I'm putting him in rarefied air and that type of discussion, meaning of not getting rattled, because these quarterbacks, they weren't. Well, except for one game in 2003, the AFC Championship game for Peyton Manning. But beyond that, Peyton Manning really wasn't rattled too often, except it seemed like against the Patriots. Anyways, let's move on. And I think this is a big one because I got sick and tired of hearing this, Brady. And honestly, after the game, I kept hearing this. I kept hearing the quarterback is elevating the players around him.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, I think this is huge. I've told you this. They don't need a number one receiver, Brady.
No.
They absolutely don't need one. And I told you why. Because you want this to happen. You want the quarterback for him to make the players around him better. That's exactly what's going on. All of a sudden, everyone's talking about Josh Butte. You have Pop Douglas, Mac Hollins. They're all contributing. And it all starts with the quarterback. This is the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
It's not supposed to be the there's a Goldman for you, the Brock Purdy way, or some of these other quarterbacks. That it's not
Russ
about
Goldman calling out the 49ers.
Yep.
Brock Purdy.
Yep. No, there are quarterbacks that have been elevated by the weapons around them, and I'll even throw Kirk Cousins in there. With With
he definitely belongs there.
With Minnesota, right? You have the weapons,
Justin Jefferson, right? Come on.
What happens when you have the weapons?
It's a joke.
And it's about the weapons, right? It can mask the quarterback. Well, now you take that away, and now look at Kirk Cousins. I'm just telling you right now, look at the quarterback, and the quarterback is making the players around him better. And that's the way it's
Mhm.
supposed to be. Your
Yep.
thoughts?
I mean, I think it just allows different players to step up every week. I mean, we saw in this game,
Matt
Matt Collins
Collins.
is supposed to be your number 4, but he led you in yards and catches. He was very reliable. It seems like every time that Drake May has thrown to him this year, he's caught the football, and that's really good. I mean, he only has around like 100 something yards, but he's been productive, and I think it just allows not like it doesn't allow like a diva. And you were really concerned, speaking of divas, about Stephon Diggs coming into this year.
Yeah, I
Did
was
you see
wrong.
how happy he was to score that touchdown
I was
and
wrong.
how happy the team was for him to get his first score of the year? Like that's a symbol of, just how much this team has grown in terms of chemistry and playing behind their coach.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the best type of football. I mean, honestly, before the season, I kind of argued that the Patriots still needed a number 1 guy and that you need that in today's modern NFL offense. But
Who's
I
right?
think the Pats
Who's right?
this year are actually defying my expectations of
Who's
what
right?
a modern offense can look like and
Who's
still
right?
succeed.
Come on, say
Maybe you're right. I guess Russ is right that the Patriots don't need a number 1, and
Thank
it's
you.
making the quarterback look better. Like Kayshon Boutte, he was a extremely undervalued guy going into the season. People thought he might even get traded. It was ended up being Kendrick Bourne, thank God.
Yep.
Well, actually, he's had a pretty good year, but that's besides the point. But
Yep.
I mean, like every time Drake May throws to this guy, it's a big play. I always
Yep.
tell you, chicks dig the long ball, as mom hates me saying, but it's true. Like, I mean, Drake May is able to elevate these guys around him to get these crazy
Hopefully,
plays.
mom's not listening.
Pop Douglas had 1 catch in this game. It went for what, like 41, 44 yards, something
Yep.
like that in the second quarter that got you another field goal. Like that's just, it's the perfect offense. And while they might not be the most flashy, they're
Yep.
definitely the most efficient in the league. And I don't think you can argue for any other team right now. Not even trying to be biased. That's literally just the fact. So again, this system is actually, it's really good.
It's really good, Brady. And one of the reasons why I felt strongly about this is our next topic, our next talking point. It involves Josh McDaniels. So I've heard a lot of talk how they needed to bring in the next great coordinator, right? Coming off of one of those Shanahan trees, right?
Yeah.
Or the branches of the Shanahans, right?
Mm-hmm.
To McVay or the McVay tree,
Well,
whatever
that's
you
what they
want to
tried
call it.
last year with Van Pelt.
Yeah,
Kind of.
it didn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work, I truly believe, is that it limits you because it's not about the quarterback, it's about the coordinator. Now, let's flip it now. Now you bring back Josh McDaniels, who was the offensive coordinator for the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, you're named after, but many other quarterbacks as well. He propped up, I'm going to say, Mac Jones and Cam Newton in his 1 year, and
Yep.
he has done a great job. It wasn't always just about Brady. I can also mention Matt Castle. I mean, he's done this. He is a great coordinator. So the reason why I'm bringing this topic up is that what great coordinators can do, Brady, is that they make adjustments during the game,
That opening drive
especially
of the second half.
the beginning of the second half. So I want
Yeah.
to talk to you about this because it was tough sledding in the first half for the Patriots, and some of the play calling by McDaniels didn't work. So they get in at halftime, they make their adjustments, and they come out with this exceptional drive to start the second half. And I've listened to some commentary for some experts on it, and they were amazed by how McDaniels did this. He would actually run the same play twice back to back, but have a different play off of it. So it would be the same type of formation or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same type of play, but different action off of it. That's what's screwed with Jim Schwartz. He pantsed Jim Schwartz, as I said,
Oh,
to
yeah.
Steve Balestrieri. Him and I talked about it yesterday. So do not look at Josh McDaniels as just an average offensive coordinator, Brady. He is a very good offensive coordinator and the right offensive coordinator right now for the New England Patriots.
Yeah. I mean, listen, that opening drive in the second half, the Patriots were looking really bad, honestly, before that. They They were moving the ball, but they ended up just kicking field goals. The biggest difference is that they stopped running it up the middle for like a 2-yard gain. They got Travion Henderson a lot more involved. He got most of the touches in the second half before he fumbled, which a little bit of a concern, but hopefully that won't keep happening. But they pitched it to the right. They kind of did a couple like college like gadgety plays where they really caught the Browns napping. At the start of the third quarter, they had that handoff to Stevenson that actually ended up being a pass back to Drake May that got Matt Collins wide open.
Yeah.
And I really like that on that drive. What was it? It was like first and goal. They ended up being, it was a nice play action fake right to Hunter Henry. It was his only catch of the day and it was a touchdown. But it was just a beautiful execution that, I mean, they should be doing more. Henry should be a touchdown merchant, and I think
Yep.
they're starting to exploit that. McDaniels is just, the Patriots just released a video with him being mic'd up, and he was really involved with the whole offense, obviously. He was in Drake May's ear a lot, motivating him, telling him, you got to make that throw. But again, this just speaks volumes to how much different the offense is this year than the last couple of years, just because you have an actual competent guy making adjustments. Like, it honestly reminded you of a dynasty era game. Like, I gotta say,
Yeah.
just because, like, you kind of knew, yeah, the Browns were hanging in there for a half, which you told me that they probably would, and then they would start to break away, and you never
They
really
did.
thought the Patriots were going to lose. That really was because of the offensive coordinator making his adjustments that the Patriots needed in order to beat the horrible Cleveland Browns,
Russ Goldman right again. All
I
right,
guess.
let's move on. Let's now talk about the defense. The thing that frustrates you the most watching these games.
That frustrates everybody.
Okay, but we have this discussion before every game. Me, you, and your mother, we talk about it. I tell you, Brady, it could happen again. They're going to make their adjustments. You're ready for it, and it happens again, and you react the same way. I know it's frustrating. They're actually working on it in practice, and they're still giving up a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, listen, right now it is what it is. I think that they need to continue to try to fix this, but you got to look at what happens after that. We'll talk about that in my next talking point. If you can deal with the fact that they're giving up an opening drive and they really shut down teams after that, I can live with that.
I mean, my biggest fear, though, is that you do this against a really good opponent,
Yep.
and that opponent is better than you and responds to your adjustments and keeps their foot on the gas pedal so that they're always one step ahead of you.
I get you.
And the defense is always playing from behind, and you can't rely on Drake May to make a play every single game, every single drive. So I just don't get it. They're one of the worst teams in the league defensively on their opening drive,
Yeah.
but they're one of the best teams in the league in terms of giving up points on any other drive after that. I
That's
mean,
right.
my question to you is, why is this only happening this year? Like, why have we not seen this in previous years, at least as prevalently as we've seen in 2025?
So I've seen this in the past, but not to this level. I've not
Yeah.
seen it to this level. I think part of this is the fact that they have an interim defensive coordinator learning on the job. I think that's a factor here, but he's doing a
Could be.
very good job of
Yeah.
adjusting. I just think that I'm not saying that they're not prepared. I'm just saying that the Browns have a very good, or most of these teams have a good scripted opening drive. They are very well prepared. And for whatever reason, the Patriots are not as prepared for that opening scripted drive. They're just not. So hopefully they will learn from this. And like I said, the defensive coordinator, the interim, he's doing a great job. This is just something that he needs to work on, and I think the team will work on as well. But the good thing, Brady, to end our talking points is this: the Patriots destroyed the Browns. There's a Goldman, the Browns offense. And the reason being, I said before the game, and I've said to whoever would listen to me, when Dylan Gabriel's your quarterback, you're in trouble. I've watched too many games of Oklahoma. I know he went to Oregon. He's very limited as a quarterback. I'm extremely limited. He doesn't have a big arm,
Yeah.
and I think that he is not accurate and is susceptible to making these mistakes. He made two of them in this game, but he's just not that good, Brady. And then they shut down the run. That was the whole
Oh,
thing. The Patriots
yeah.
defense, Brady, is second against the run. When you can do that and make a team one dimensional, you're in the driver's seat. So the Patriots defense for the for whatever we talk about with this opening drive issue, they were very good in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they shut down Quinshon Judkins, who had 3 touchdowns the week before against Miami. I mean, it's something that they have really worked on this year. You can tell that the rushing defense is just unstoppable. I mean, can we talk about the emergence of Kyrie's Tonga? I mean,
Yeah,
what a free agent pickup. He has been great. Now, he did only play 14 snaps in this game. He got injured, but he said he's fine. It's not a big injury. They just took him out as precautionary. Of course, you don't want to waste emerging talent like him against a very weak team, but they were able to adjust after that, and they again, as you said, they made the Browns one-dimensional, and their passing offense besides their first drive was basically non-existent. I mean, they had some garbage time yardage and they had a garbage time touchdown to David and Joku, but
yep.
other than that, from the like the beginning of the second quarter, I'd say, to the start of the fourth, the Browns could not move the football.
No,
Dylan Gabriel threw a very bad interception to a rookie mistake to Robert Spillane, and then Jalen Hawkins decided to have probably the interception of the year, that one-handed pick in the
yep.
third quarter that resulted in another scoring drive for the Patriots. But again, the Browns didn't have an offense, and the Patriots definitely took that to their advantage. So, I mean, like I said, you just got to clean up the opening drive, and everything will be good in Patriot land in terms of the
Okay.
defense.
Okay, very good, Brady. All right. Coming up next, Brady and I, we look forward to the game against the Falcons. Okay, Brady, let's get to it. Let's talk about the game against the Falcons on Sunday. The Patriots are home. We don't know the status of Michael Penix at this point, but regardless, you should feel very good heading into this game. Just give me your thoughts, and we'll end the show with our prediction. But let's just talk about the Falcons.
Yeah, a team that loses by at least three touchdowns to the Miami Dolphins, the 2025 Miami Dolphins, I don't think should be competing with the Patriots. I mean, with Michael Penix or not, this team is they're okay on offense. They have Drake London, who you know is going to be covered by Christian Gonzalez, so I don't really think you got to worry about him. They have Bijan Robinson, but the Patriots have been very good against the run. They have Tyler Algier, a pretty solid number 2 back, but again, I don't see him going off. I like the Patriots style of defense over the Falcons. I think the Falcons defense is not really that great. It's pretty middle tier. They have AJ Terrell. I forget if he's hurt or not, but um, I mean, if you have Michael Penix, I've said this before, I don't like him as a quarterback just because I think he holds onto the ball way too long. And I've
Agreed.
never really, this is just an opinion by me, but I've never really been a big fan of the left-handed quarterback. I just feel like something's off about it. Obviously, it looks incredibly different from a right-handed, but I feel like it just, I don't know why. Like, the ball comes out differently.
Excuse
The
me,
left
you're a
side of the
lefty,
field.
by the way.
Yeah, well, I throw righty, but that's besides the point. But I feel like, you get the advantage on the left side of the field over the right side. I think that's just kind of weird, and I don't like Penix. I mean, against the Bills, he had a chance to really pummel more points on them, and they made some really stupid mistakes.
Yeah,
I also don't like their coach too. I think he's pretty whatever. Raheem Morris, again. I mean, again, I've only really watched one Falcons game this year. That was that Monday nighter that against Buffalo. But in that game, I thought they made some really dumb decisions. They had like a 4th down in the third quarter where they could have gone up 3 scores, but decided to go for it instead of kicking the field goal. That's when I knew that the Falcons are pretty limited in terms of what they can and can't do.
Yep.
So I like the Patriots in this one, and I might as well give you my score prediction right now.
Give me
I
a
think
score prediction.
if the Falcons have Kirk Cousins, who played like dog shit last week, excuse my language,
That's okay.
I'd say 31-10. It's going to be the same score. The Patriots will give up an opening drive touchdown, but then they'll adjust. I still don't think that. I still think this is going to happen again for some reason with the opening drive, but after that, they should be good. I don't see Drake May stopping and not playing a great game against a not amazing Falcons defense. So 31-10, they put up at least 4 touchdowns even, 30 points again. Yeah.
Okay. I'm almost there with you, but I'm going 27-10 to the Patriots. So I'm very close.
So we both agree that it's not going to be very close. It
I don't
shouldn't be.
think so.
They're much
I don't.
better than this team. Like
Well,
their record is pretty misleading. They're one game below 500, but
any given
I,
Sunday. Any
yeah,
given Sunday, Brady. I'm just going to say any given Sunday. So I don't want you to be, a little bit upset like you can be watching these
yeah.
games. So the
We,
one
we
thing that
we gotta expect what's gonna happen in the first quarter at this point. We gotta just know.
just have that expectation, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't happen, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at. That's the way, like I said, I didn't know this was a thing until about 10 years ago, that it really does affect teams, because if you think about it, one of the reasons why it happens so much, it's about, and again, this is unusual to see it so much for me as a Patriots fan, but teams spend like a good amount of practice on this scripted drive. This is what they start with. And I'll give you an example. The Patriots do it too. A famous practice of an opening drive, that a scripted opening drive, was the Patriots in the 2004 AFC Championship game in Pittsburgh. They did it in a ballroom, and the play was, again, the very first play was a pass to Deion Branch. It was a reverse. It was a reverse to Deion Branch, but they scripted that out, and teams do that. So you gotta be prepared, Brady. But anyways,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think you and I are going to enjoy our Sunday along with your mother. I think it's going to be a good Sunday for us. All right. Final thoughts before we go.
I mean, let's keep the momentum going. Let's get 6 wins in a row. The Patriots already have the most wins in a row right now at 5. Let's make it 6, and let's go into this Tampa Bay game with a lot on the line and still a good amount to prove, even though you beat Buffalo. So I'm pretty excited.
Okay, I'm excited too, Brady. And one thing I want to mention before we go, and I know you know this, I enjoy doing this show with you. And before we go, my final thought is happy birthday. Brady's going to be 18 on Wednesday, so happy birthday, Brady.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's a great way to end the show. For Brady Goldman, I'm Russ Goldman. Thank you as always for watching and listening to Patriots 4th and 2, the new generation.